What's up and good morning, guys. Welcome back to another video. So one of the things I take very seriously with having this YouTube channel and the platform that you guys have given me is to use it responsibly and to not preach a bunch of BS like you see a lot of other channels doing. So one of the most requested videos I have gotten since I've started this channel is everybody wants a tour of my house. And being that I'm a very private person, I've kind of opted just to not do that. But one of the videos that just blew up on the channel, and thankfully so, was the video where I talked about what I do for a living. And as you guys know, with the whole Work For It brand, like my big main goal in life is to restore pride in blue collar work and to get the message out there that you don't necessarily need to go to college to be successful. Maybe that's your route that you want to go, but you could be successful working with your hands, getting in the trades, whatever it may be. So if you guys know the what I do for a living story, if not, there'll be a link somewhere to that video. If not, it's very deep in my my video list. I made it a long time ago. But obviously, I did not go to college, right? Actually, before I finished high school, first I was a cart boy. Basically, I had to wash off golf carts at the end of the day at a golf course. And then I'm like, yeah, this is like a cool part-time job, but there ain't enough money in it. So I started doing a little bit of construction part-time in my senior year of high school. So right at the end of my senior year, obviously everybody else was deciding to go to college. Well, not everybody, but a lot of people were deciding to go to college. I knew I wanted to go straight in full-time, let's work construction. And one of the main reasons is I always think big. Like everybody thinks I'm gonna go to college, I'm gonna party for 4 years, then I'll figure out what I wanna do with my life. But to me, I already had all the thoughts and like plans of like pretty much how I wanted my life to kind of structure out. And honestly, those decisions turned out to be the best decisions I had ever made. So right out of high school, jumped full-time into construction, and that gave me a solid 2 years of just full-time, 40 plus hours a week, usually more, and just being able to just stack money. I lived at home still, obviously. I was 17, 18, still living at home, and all I was doing was just saving money. Wasn't going out partying like crazy, wasn't going out taking vacations, wasn't doing anything. I was saving money. Now, I hate to say it, but sometimes hard work coupled with dumb luck is just the greatest thing in the world. Now, unfortunately, 07, 08, 09, like the economy was peaking, then it dropped really fast, and that meant the housing market dropped really fast. So when the housing market crashed, luckily, I had an actual savings, which meant I could now capitalize on this moment of housing being really cheap and affordable. So that's what I did at 19. I bought this beauty you see behind me. I'm gonna take you guys in, give you a tour. Now, keep in mind, it's my first house, starter house, and it has a very bachelor feel to it. But I guess we can start out here on the front porch, and one of the first things I did when I moved in is we just started changing a lot of stuff. So all the stone you see out here, the stone you see on the floor, like all stuff that I added. One of my favorite features here though is my 9/11 memorial that I built. These are actual to scale twin towers. Even the spire is to scale. Completely made out of stainless steel. This here little back flag that I made waving, and then of course remember 9/11. This thing actually does light up. I don't think you're probably not gonna see it in the daytime, but it does light up. I actually made that out of extra pieces of granite that I used in my kitchen. Now let's take you guys inside. We've got Gunner. Gunner, you want to greet everybody? Say hi. All right. Yeah, you keep playing with your chicken. No, you coming back in? All right. Now mind you guys, this house isn't huge. It's nothing crazy, nothing special, but I didn't need giant. I still really don't need a giant house, but it worked well. One of my buddies moved in right when I bought the place. I had a roommate, and it was like the perfect amount of space to kind of have our own space and then our kind of our chill area. Over here in the, I guess what would be the formal living room, obviously I don't need two living rooms right next to each other, is it's my music room. So we've got the full collection of guitars, the amp, the drum set, the keyboard, pretty much everything you need to have a good jam sesh. Now I used to have this whole setup upstairs in my loft, which you guys will see in a minute, but the loft became prioritized towards making money, so we kind of had to like completely flip the house upside down. You're gonna see a lot of projects you may remember from the channel, one of which being this little shiplap wall with built-in like seating, shoe area. I haven't finished this yet. Eventually this needs to get finished. I was actually gonna build a little upholstered seat top that goes on there, so that's why you see a little bit of a gap there. It's eventually gonna get finished. Then working our way over, mind you, this tour is not very long when we have to walk like 2 feet to get to the actual living room, but here is the actual living room. Just a nice, decent little wraparound couch. Outside you can see a horse walking around. Now this house came with like a built-in little TV area here, but it was all just drywall on the back, and then it didn't have, like the TV was supposed to sit way down there. I think it was built for like the old school box projector TVs. So we came in and we kind of built this little shelf out. We added some drawers to it. About 10 years ago, I totally meant to stain that to match, but I couldn't find the stain to match. So yeah, that's another unfinished project here. Then you take 3 more steps and you are now into the dining room-ish area. Just a small little dining room table. Kind of, enough for what I need. Peer over, you get into the kitchen. Now, you guys have probably seen the Red Bull fridge, and I used to have the Red Bull vending machine in the garage, but that obviously moved over to the warehouse. So I've had this thing for, shoot, I don't even know, probably 15 years. And I used to have it running all the time. It's actually got black lights in it, so it's kind of cool. Like lights up the cans, really rad. But totally stopped having people over and like just didn't need it on all the time. So now I just display the red, white, and blue Red Bull cans in there. I don't know where the white one went, but somebody probably drank it. And I actually built this base for it to get it up higher because this is like a little bar fridge. Now the kitchen, when I bought this house, like it was everything. Well, everything you see in this house was actually completely different when we bought it. It had like lime green walls, like bright lime green walls, and a couple spots of pink tile, but mostly carpet. So we've actually gone through and put in all travertine floors. So this is real travertine, not porcelain tile made to look like travertine. This is all true travertine out of Turkey. And then the kitchen was just all white tile and oak cabinets. So didn't want to drop a ton of money in here. So we actually did like the Rust-Oleum cabinet refinishing kit. And it came out halfway decent, you know, for the $200 you spent on that versus refacing or doing whole new cabinets. And then came in with the granite countertops. I know everything in here is kind of dark. Would I do it differently now? Probably, but it works. It works. You're gonna notice some mixed match appliances. And at the time, I didn't want to spend a ton of money on brand new appliances. So as an appliance goes out, I tend to get a new one. So the dishwasher went out. We replaced it, now it's stainless. I've been waiting for the stove to stop working, then I'll replace it with stainless. Same with the microwave. Now, when you guys see me on videos with trucks and all that stuff talking about never wanting to pull the plastic off, that is like no joke. That is some type of weird OCD thing that I have in my head. This refrigerator, and I know it looks like crap with all this stuff on it, but this refrigerator I have had for over 10 years, and the plastic is still on. My whole thought process behind that was if I ever rented the house out, I could pull all that off and the renters get like brand new stuff. Like it's just like a selling feature in my head. It doesn't bug me. I know you would think it would because it does look horrible, but it's, yeah, I don't know what to say. You're gonna see a theme. Like there's a few other things in the house that I've had forever. I mean, one of which being the TV over here. This thing is ancient and oh yeah, still has the plastic on the base of the TV there. Now I was gonna avoid it just to be a dick because everybody asks about it, but let's talk about my head and my hat collection we got going on up here. Back in the day, I had amassed quite the collection of Red Bull hats, and I needed a way to display them. I had them in my room on shelving, but it wasn't like that cool wow display factor that I was looking for. So I ended up getting some mannequin heads and I built bases for them to kind of angle them down, and then ran LED strip lighting, color change LED strip lighting on top and bottom of the cabinets. And it just kind of has like a nice, cool display effect. Super, super creepy at night if all the lights are off and these guys are just glowing, staring down at you, but you get used to it. Now, coming into the garage, this used to be like, this was the man cave, even though the whole house felt like a man cave. But back in the day when I first moved in, well, first of all, we epoxied the floors, and then we went and painted the entire walls like this cool little theme we got going on here. Had the basketball hoop in the background. Me and Chris, when we were growing up, one of our buddies' stepdads had a mini basketball hoop in his office, and we would get down on the craziest games of horse that were like, yo, second we get a chance to get our own little mini basketball hoop in a garage somewhere that's open, we're doing it. So that was one of the first things we did when we moved in. This place has since kind of been overhauled into like, now it's just a workshop. It's not as organized and nice as it used to be. I used to have a pool table out here, couches, like it was a really, really nice lounge. But again, now it has since become a lot of storage. We got the fat scooters over here. We were riding those the other day. We got my jersey collection, a couple trophies, a lot of medals and stuff that we won from dirt bike racing back in the day. And then we got our boy the deer here, and let me just zoom in a little bit because I don't know if you guys can take in all the details. He's got a little bit of a nicotine habit we're trying to break, and I think he thinks he's gangster because he's got diamond earrings in his ears there. He's pretty much been with this house since day one, and he is, let me tell you, he's seen some stuff in this garage. So over here, I know it's gonna be hard to see. This is actually a map from the San Diego Chargers Stadium. I come from a family of giant Charger fans. Well, now they're ex-Charger fans, but my family had season tickets for over 30 years. I pretty much grew up at that stadium. And then when like the last final game that the Chargers announced and like the ownership announced like, yeah, we hate you guys, we're leaving. Not the players, the owners. I decided like we needed some type of memories. You know, we won't exactly discuss how this big old map came. Oh, geez. All right. Well, yeah. So much for that, but anyways, this map came from the stadium, and then the little "you are here" dot that shows on there is actually in our season ticket. So we had those same seats for 30 years. Now taking you outside, you guys have recently seen my backyard in the videos, because if you guys remember, my buddy Marcella was doing a bunch of electrical work to get all of these party lights and little light for the flag and all that stuff tied in. Not a huge backyard, clearly, as you can see. but we did all of the custom concrete work. This is all sand finished concrete out here, as well as put in all the block work that you see. This used to be a wooden fence that like kind of went right here. We extended the yard out another 10 feet, put in all block walls. This is all split face block, as well as the wrought iron gates. And then this used to be full-size wrought iron, so it was about 5 foot of wrought iron all the way down. Well, we came in, put 3 foot block walls in, and then we actually trimmed that wrought iron down to about 3 foot, and then put it on top of the wall. And then we've got the little garden section over here, growing a lot of peppers. That's kind of all we grow here, is a whole lot of peppers. But hey, they grow well, they're happy. You can see this one is flourishing. One of the other things I intended on doing with this yard eventually is we actually stubbed up for a fire pit. So right here is the gas line coming up. It drops out right by the meter right there. Eventually we were gonna tee off that meter and then build like a pour in place concrete fire pit. But again, like working on so many other projects, having time to work on your own house, you kind of put a lot of things on hold. So for right now, there's a table there. Now this beast, I know I talked about in a video not that long ago. When I first moved in, I needed a place that like Gunner could chill in during the day. I decided I'm gonna build him like the bougiest, like Miami Beach style doghouse I could come up with. It had to have been 9-10 years ago that I built him this thing, and turned out to be a lot bigger and a lot heavier than I anticipated. We actually had to like lift it over that fence to get it in here. Luckily I did it before I put the slate on the front here, but yeah, this thing was insane, and it's held up really well. I mean, I know it could use a coat of paint, but being that it's been out in the elements for 9 years, I'm pretty impressed with it. It did have like a linoleum floor inside of it. Now it's got carpeted that we just swap out every once in a while. And then I used some more of those granite scraps that I had from the kitchen to like cap off the entire little parapet wall there. Over on this end of the yard, we've got my beautiful statue waterfall fountain thing that ends up splashing too much water out of it because it's meant to like go inside of a bigger fountain. And then I needed a place for the dogs to go to the bathroom because being that this yard's not that big, I didn't want to like sacrifice a lot of yard for grass space that we're not going to use. So we've got a whole corner over there of turf, and don't mind the little light strand that fell down. We had a bird nest up there, and apparently they pecked at my zip tie and totally took down one whole strand of lights. Now I'm going to take you guys upstairs, and before I do, let me just address the elephant in the room. This is in fact a money tree. This is not probably what you think it is. Google money tree. They sell them at Home Depot. If it was any type of other thing, we'd be a lot richer and have a nicer house. Now over here on the stairs is something really, really cool, and I don't see a whole lot of. Obviously, being that we're doing all travertine floors, like most people would either keep carpet on the stairs or carry that upstairs. Well, I didn't want to end up with a bunch of like tiles on the steps. I hate when people tile stairs. It just looks bad. You get sharp edges, and then like grout joints on steps don't look good. So we actually took full slabs of travertine and had them bullnose to make the little bullnose on the edge of the step there. And this entire staircase is actual whole slabs of travertine. This one was a big one and not fun to get in. Let me tell you, trying to squeeze that booger in. And then another note that I don't think I mentioned is all of the baseboards are actually made out of travertine as well. So these were all cut and bullnose over on the top. So pretty much the entire house, other than the bedroom, has actual travertine baseboards everywhere, which is a really nice feature because you can like wet mop the crap out of your floor and you're not going to worry about like MDF baseboards soaking up the water and swelling. Now kind of mid stairwell here, we have a little half bath, kind of an odd placement for it, but does what it needs to do. Here's what the rest of the stairs look like coming up the staircase. Now this is the original loft, which used to be my music room. But again, this is something you guys have seen many times if you watch the channel. This has turned into my decal making stations where all the work for decals are made out of. It's pretty productive the way it sits right now, and it definitely gets the job done for me. So this area was like, I used to make it look nice, but now it was totally about making it functional. Got my nice Graphtec cutter. Everybody always asks what cutter I use. It's the Graphtec CE6000. One of the cool things about this house is it has an upstairs laundry room, being that the bedrooms are upstairs. You don't want to have to like carry all your crap downstairs to wash your clothes. So this is just a very bare bones laundry room. When I bought the place, all it had was just one little shelf up top. So came in, put the cabinets in, tiled the back wall, built a really nice little shelf there to kind of hide all the hookups for the laundry equipment. And whoever designed this place, they had to put a door big enough to get the washer dryer in and out, but they didn't really factor in the fact that the door is too big to actually fully open without hitting the dryer. So normally I store this like underneath a bed in the guest bedroom. Now this bedroom, this is one that my buddies used to live in when they lived with me. This has since turned into the guest bedroom, and it's more so turned into like Gunner's bedroom. He sleeps on this bed right here, and the reason being is he snores like so loud, it legit will shake the house. Like he cannot sleep in the bedroom next to me because it's just absolutely too loud. Like, it legitimately shakes the house. It's crazy. Now the next bedroom, you guys may remember, this was Workfort World Headquarters 1.0. This used to be the office and where we did all the Workfort shipping out of. It has since been turned into an entire walk-in closet. And again, you may remember this shelving unit getting built on the channel not that long ago. I don't think I showed the room getting built on the channel, but the actual color combo of this room turned out really rad. With the flooring, we did the white shiplap on that whole wall, kind of like framed that wall in with shiplap. Turned out really nice, I'm happy with it. And then we got the full guest bath up here. This is technically the guest bathroom, but believe it or not, and you're gonna see when we go to the master bedroom, I built a really, really nice shower in the master bedroom. Now weirdly, this is the shower that I use, and I used to hate tub showers, but this is the one that I ended up using. I made a really cheap double shower head setup in here. Just a couple of PVC fittings, a little on-off valve, some command hooks, and you got yourself a nice dual shower head setup. Now let me take you to my favorite part of the house, and that is the master bedroom. And I'm gonna apologize if the lighting's a little bit weird. It's hard with all the brightness coming in from the windows, but this room has probably been transformed about 3 times since I've lived here, and as like my styles and tastes change. But recently, we just did this whole board and batten wall. That was on the channel. And just as we come around the room, you guys will see a bunch of stuff that I made. Obviously, made that American flag. I built this full bed. Unfortunately, it was before like I was really YouTubing that much. So the bed build is not on YouTube, but if you scroll way back on my Instagram, you can kind of see like some pictures of it in progress when I was building it. It is a king size bed. It is massive. The headboard is absolutely massive. And when I built it, I didn't factor the fact that I have a really narrow staircase out there. So we actually had to, and I was like devastated. Me and my buddy were wedged in that staircase for about 2 hours trying to get this headboard upstairs, and it just wouldn't happen. So I ended up having to cut one of the whole legs off the side and then reassemble it up here. Devastated, totally devastated, because I had just built this beautiful bed and then I had to cut it apart. Built a matching floating TV stand, and I know there's a bunch of crap up there, don't mind any of that. Matching floating TV stand to match the look of the bed. And then my plan was to eventually build matching nightstands, but for right now I just have my nightstand that matched the old bed. Really, really happy with the way that this bedroom turned out. One of the other things we did is we added can lights to the entire house. I think we added like, I don't even know, 20, 30 can lights to the house. This place had like 0 lighting when I first bought it. It was like 4 can lights in the kitchen. Everything else, I guess they wanted you to use lamps. But we came in, put lighting in all of the bedrooms, fans in all the bedrooms except for the master. I don't really like a fan blowing on me. Now let me take you guys to probably the bacheloriest, darkest place of the house, which is weird. This is the master bath. Now it's not huge, it's pretty small, but I was just going through and doing all kinds of random projects back in the day. So I did this nice real reclaimed wood accent wall in here. And then coming around from this wall, you're gonna see the beautiful travertine shower that we built, and this thing is just absolutely massive. Full travertine all the way around. We actually did granite accents from some leftover granite we had from another project. We did a travertine cap that matches the travertine on the stairs. Obviously we got the travertine in the bathroom, but all of this is full travertine all the way around. And then of course, frameless glass doors. Like I said, this thing is just, it's massive. It is a huge shower. And you're probably wondering why I opt to use the tub shower. Well, if you guys have ever used natural stone in anything and you have hard water, doesn't matter how good you seal this, eventually you start to get the calcium and all the white buildup from all the minerals in the water. Well, that started happening to this shower. So it took me and another guy like almost 2 days to restore all the travertine back to its glory and get all that crap off, and this whole bedroom became a mess of dust and it was miserable. So I said, you know what? I'm never dealing with that again. I'm gonna opt to not use this shower, keep it pristine, and I'll go shower in the other shower. So if you guys are thinking about using real natural stone, other than like full slabs, just opt out. Especially because these have a tumbled edge on them. So you can see like how jagged that edge is. It looks really cool and aggressive, but very hard to clean crap out of. And then of course we've got the little pooper room here. I particularly enjoy a separate little pooper room. So I apologize, I know this video has been long overdue, but finally had time to actually like make the full walk around video for you guys. And just remember, all the young guys out there, or young girls, or whoever, even if you're not young, everybody's gonna tell you you're crazy with the ideas that you have. I've been told that probably more times than most people. And it still happens to this day. Everybody tells me I got these crazy ideas. It's either never gonna happen or that's nuts. Why would you wanna do that? Same thing when I decided at 19 I was gonna try and buy a house. Like everybody told me I was crazy. The housing market just crashed. Like, what are you doing? Why would you wanna get in? And I'm like looking at housing prices and I'm like, cause like this is the one time I think I can afford it right now. Like, I think I should make this move. And I'm very, very grateful that I made that move and I didn't listen to everybody telling me it was crazy and I shouldn't do it. So don't be afraid to take those chances. And one thing that this experience like really solidified in my mind is that you always need to, well, you should always have savings. Like savings for a rainy day, for an emergency, for if you lose your job and you need to make rent or you need to, whatever. You should always have some type of savings. And I know that's hard, but we can all start somewhere. If it's putting away 50 bucks a week, if it's putting away 100 bucks a week, 1,000 bucks a month, whatever you can afford, start that savings, because you never know when there's going to be an opportunity like the housing market crashing or whatever it may be, to where you can buy something that you may not have been able to buy previously. But since you have that savings, like, you're able to capitalize on that opportunity. And again, that's what I was able to do in this place. So hopefully you enjoyed this type of video. I know, again, it's a little different from the normal what we do, but I feel it is important to use this channel responsibly. And if there's one person out there that can like take something away from my videos, then it is absolutely worth it for me. So as always, thank you guys so much for watching. If you have not subscribed already, please click the subscribe button now, that way you do not miss out on any future content. Don't forget to give this video a like, you can get a thumbs up. Don't forget to check out workforitapparel.com, because if there's anything you want in this life, you gotta be willing to work for it. You guys are the best. I'm out.
Damn. Yeah.